Hit first by COVID, now by rising interest rates. It's been a tough few years for nightclub owners.
I've had it for 16 years, so quite a long time.
Rich is paying thousands of pounds back in COVID loans that kept his club in Southampton open. Now he's just found out mortgage payments on his house will go up by 75%.
Just over £1,150 last month, and it's going to be over £2,000 this month, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, it does feel like getting hit from all angles. Every percentage that it goes up, it's affecting all of our customers, ultimately, and they're the people that are going to have less money in their pocket, and when they have less money in their pocket, they're going to curb their spending on luxury items.
80 miles away, the Governor of the Bank of England today announced a rise of 0.25 percentage points, which takes the base rate to 5.2%. A smaller rise than expected, but that's the 14th time it's been raised in a row.
Rate rises?
No thanks.
It's time to
tax the bank.
News not completely welcomed outside the bank today. Rises are expected to impact variable mortgages in the immediate term and those with a fixed rate soon. The bank's strategy, all to bring down inflation.
We've got a downward path of inflation, and that's important for households. I think it's important that they can plan with confidence, thinking it's on the way down.
And heavy hints today from the bank that although borrowing costs will remain higher for longer, inflation is on track to fall below 5% by the end of the year, avoiding a recession. All part of the plan, say the government.
Once we get inflation down, you can start to see a path where interest rates will come down, and that will relieve the pressure on families with mortgages, and that's what obviously we want to happen as soon as possible.
The government need to take responsibility for the fact that inflation in the UK is much higher than it is in comparable countries. In the US, it's 3%. In the Eurozone, it's 5.3%. And yet here in Britain, inflation is stubbornly high at 7.9%.
Rishi Sunak staked his reputation on curbing inflation. But for Rich, that promise is already perhaps too late.
People would always say that business owners should vote Conservative, but in this business perhaps it's different, and I certainly think that at the next election I'll be voting Labour to try and keep the young people with more money in their pockets, so hopefully they'll visit the nightclub.
With his margins squeezed personally and professionally, Rich is now pondering for how long the lights here can stay on. Barker-Singh, 5 News.